right. Currently 6:54 in the old PM. I think it's the 27th today. Oh my goodness. I am headed straight to the gym to hit some cardio. Man, my feet, let me tell you, man, my feet are just, they ache. Whenever I was 16 years old, it was pretty cool. I got my driver's license on the day that I turned 16, and then the very next day I was able to secure a job, my first full-time job, and I worked at a pizzeria called St. Elias Brewing Company up in Soldotna, Alaska. And I was working full-time. Well, at first I wasn't, but eventually I was able to start working more. And I just remember how when I was, I first started working like 40-hour weeks, I was on my feet all day long, and so I was just like kind of surprised by how much it affected my feet, just standing all day long. Man, this is frustrating. I'm trying to turn left, and it is a little bit difficult. All right, this person. All right, I'm just gonna turn right, and I'll turn around up here because I'm just gonna have to reroute me, or maybe not. Yeah, okay, so I can go this way. Anyway, yeah, so that just, the feeling that I'm feeling right now in my feet, that is what I am reminded of. I don't have any like chairs in my apartment as well. Like, it's not furnished, and it's kind of just, I guess you might say, typical of a bachelor. I mean, there's no real reason outside of the fact that it would be real nice to have something to sit down on. But I do have somewhat of a chair. I have an old cardboard box that I bought from Sam's Club for kitty litter. It was a kitty litter box, and it's pretty dang sturdy. I mean, it holds my weight. It's empty now, but that's kind of my go-to chair. Outside of that, I have a mattress that my old roommate left. It's pretty dirty, but I just flip it over so it's not so dirty, and I have it leaned up against the wall. So in the spare bedroom, it's kind of funny, I have a spare bedroom since nobody's staying in the apartment outside of myself and Mr. Charlie. I keep the mattress in there, so I sort of sit on the floor and I lean up against the mattress, so it's sort of a makeshift chair in some sense, or couch. You can lounge on it. But yeah, so we got cardio. I guess we can go over the day. I got out there a little later today. We didn't really start knocking until about 3 o'clock or so. And I am working out in Corinth right now. Corinth, Texas. I set one appointment, but it's not until next week. And I'm not super like, anytime that I set an appointment for, I always am just like, I just pretend that I didn't set it, because more often than not, it doesn't even sit. So not worth getting my hopes up. I've kind of learned in this job to really only get my hopes up for SRAs, so when they sign caps, for when they sign the second step, usually 3 to 5 days later, and then installs, because those 3 things, when they happen, they equate to money entering into my bank account. So that's what gets me excited, not any of the vanity metrics. This area that I'm working, man, it has been hit up pretty hard. Right now I'm not hitting any no soliciting signs because I just don't have time for that. Like, I'm sure there are people, and I have had installs as well, there were no soliciting signs, but it's like, I just don't want to deal with, like, because you're so much more likely to have people come out hot and angry when you knock on their door and they have a no soliciting But the nice thing about the area that I'm working in is crazy fast permitting. So close to install can happen in a week. So that's what gets me really excited is I can get fully paid out in less than 2 weeks. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but at the end of the day, it's like no matter how many people these homeowners have talked to about solar, objectively, it still would put them in a better situation. So it's like it doesn't really matter. Like the offer still stands. Like it's still like it's just like I need to be the X factor. I need to be the variable that is the reason that they actually sit down. So my intro, especially when they come out hot, has kind of been like look, man, I've just been saying this. Look, I just got transferred over here. Talked to a couple of your neighbors. Kind of from what I've been able to gather, you guys get absolutely bombarded by people coming out here knocking on the door, right? Starting it off with some agreement, and they're like, yeah, what do you want? And we're like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I'm sure that's super annoying. I get it. I'm not here, and then I'll say this. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to sign you up for anything. I'm coming by because there's a real problem that affects you guys in a significant way. And that's true. And then I just go into it. So that's kind of what I've been saying. And it's been all right. But is this the turn light? No, it's not. Yeah, the reason I wasn't able to set that deal for same day is because the husband's out of town. He won't be back till next week. But it's a little bit complicated because, and I don't have my hopes high because they're planning on moving within the next 6 months. And so she's like, yeah, I don't really see the benefit. But I showed her Rocket Mortgage has data that show in states, Texas, California, Florida, some of the in Cali. I already said that, I think. I know I did. Having solar, it does not decrease the buying pool, it increases the buying pool, and it also increases the likelihood that your house will sell over asking, and it also increases the speed at which your home gets off the market. That is data. And especially when there's no lien, there's no loan associated with the system, then there's nothing that the home buyer has to, there's no debt they have to take on to qualify for. So it's a really very easy transfer. We actually have a transfer guarantee in our agreement as well, because we're so confident in the fact that it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, it's a 99.5% success rate. And then people are always like, it's like, well, what if they don't want it? It's like, well, if they don't want a lower bill and full backup and they'd rather just pay more, they're not going to buy your house, and that's fine because the data show there's going to be more people that are going to want to buy your house as a consequence of you having this product, as opposed to deterring them. It's going to attract more people than it deters. So if they don't want it, they're not going to buy your house. It's just like if you had a pool or hardwood floors or a garage or a gazebo, If I want a blue shirt and I see ads for green shirts, I'm not going to click on the ads. Or maybe I will and try to find out if that company sells blue shirts. You got to use logic with these people, but even still, emotion is. People make decisions. Oh, no, she's not that. Anyway, people make decisions emotionally and then they justify them later logically, for the most part. Oh my gosh. But I got an appointment for tomorrow that I'm pretty, excited about. And then another one that might sit. We'll see. I did have a sit today. Didn't close, but that's progress. So, yeah, progress is being made. I'm just excited to just go home and eat and go to sleep. I'm excited to get paid, though. I'm excited to get some freaking deals in. I'm excited to get some motion, baby. So I think that tomorrow, instead of hitting the gym prior to the doors, because tomorrow is Saturday, I might maybe hit cardio or even just skip both until after I'm done working, so that way I can get out on the doors earlier, get off the doors earlier, and you know, because most of the closers are also only working the first part of the day as well, because that's when most people are home, and then they want to have their Saturdays like the closers do. So that's the plan. That is the plan, all in the Lord's good will. So I'll leave you with that.